Hi everybody, my name's Katie Carney and this is Katie's Stitching. It is Sunday, December 20th, and if I'm being honest, I forget what number Flosstube this is. I will put it in the title so that we all know what number it is. I did not take great notes before this. I've had a fairly busy day, but I wanted to check in before Christmas, and I prefer to film on Sundays than during the week. I hope you guys are all well. We got dumped on with snow. We got about probably 15 inches. They're saying about a foot, but I shoveled the sidewalks, so I know it was more than that. My friend who lives about an hour away, she got 41 inches, so I'm not complaining because we were expecting up to 2 feet. But in my humble opinion, anything over a foot is just, it's too much. We got that Wednesday evening into Thursday. It stopped around like 9 a.m. Thursday. And I did the sidewalks a couple times because of my heart problems. I have to be careful, but I like shoveling because I don't mind the cold weather, and I feel like it's a good, you do it and you feel good, but it's not safe. So I did the sidewalks. I do not do the street. Mark came over Thursday night pretty late, and he shoveled for like 2 hours. He did my parking spot and then spots in front of my car because I live in a city, so it's street parking. And he took care of all that by hand. He is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful guy, and I'm so grateful for him. But I really need him to fix my broken sewing machine. And I feel like I definitely can't remind him that it's broken. Last week on Sunday, I sat down to quilt a baby blanket that my cousin commissioned me to make for her sister. She's actually my first cousin's wife, but once you're married, I just call you cousin. And I have a cousin who he and his wife are having a baby in January, and I started a quilt for them, and I need to just finish up the binding, and I sat down at my machine. Oh, and I have a runner for my house that I just needed to quilt quick. And my, oh gosh, 55, 60-year-old Kenmore sewing machine is not working. I'm pretty sure I figured out what it is, and something needs tightened, and the whole thing probably needs oiled. But Mark was sick last weekend with just a cold, not the COVID. So I had told him, but I'm sure he's forgotten. And then when he shoveled at my house for 2 hours, I feel guilty always asking for stuff. Can you shovel? Can you fix my sewing machine? Can you carry my Christmas tree down? Can you do this? My toilet's broken. Can you fix it? And I know he doesn't mind, but it's difficult to constantly be asking for help when he does so much. So anyway, I have a broken sewing machine, and my best friend, who is in my COVID bubble, she came down today. I had picked up, we order from the Carmelite nuns, and we get cookies and kolache and stuff for Christmas, and she did an order, so I had picked it up for her before the storm, and she came down to get it, and she actually brought me her $100 Singer, but she's only used it once, and it looks like it's been in storage for quite a while, so I need to figure it out. She does have the directions. So tomorrow I'm going to use a magic eraser on it and just clean it up. And I'm going to read the directions tonight, and I'm going to take a half day because I need to get all that stuff done. Babies are coming whether my sewing machine is fixed or not. That's definitely one of the downsides to having such an old machine. It's a very fixable machine. Like, these are problems that can be fixed. But it's 60 years old. It had a tune-up probably 3 or 4 years ago. Went to the sewing machine store, but I don't know if they're open. Anyway, broken sewing machine, Christmas time, it's always something. So for those of you in the greater, I don't even know, in the world, the COVID vaccine came out last week, and looks like, so Pennsylvania is doing phase 1, 2, and 3, but phase 1 is broken into 1A and 1B, and because I have a horrible heart, I'm eligible for 1B. So hopefully by the end of January, I will have the first dose of vaccine, and I am ready for all of this to be over. So, yay. But I don't think you guys really want to hear about all that. So let's talk about cross-stitching. I have had a wonderful 2 weeks. I have been a busy stitcher. I declared Friday night that I was not going to stitch anything except for Christmas until the end of next weekend. But I haven't had a ton of stitching time, but that's okay. So first, I do have an FO. I started, so I have been in the morning, instead of like being on my cell phone and checking social media and all of that at like 5:45, 6 o'clock in the morning when I get up and drink my first cup of coffee, I have been doing some like Bible reading, and then I decided that I would work on the Prairie Schooler Santas. I think I told you guys that I want to do all of them. I'm short 6. I'm still on the hunt for about 6, I think, but I'm pretty close to having the full collection. But I started, this is the 84 through 87 collection, because I decided that I was going to go in order until I have 84 through 87, but I don't have 88 or 89, and then I have 90, but I don't have 91, and then I have up to like 2001, 2004, and then I'm short one. I have almost all of them. But if anybody sees 88 or 89 in the leaflets, let me know, because those are the 2 from the 80s I'm missing, and then 91. But anyway, so the first one, this is the 84 Santa, is this one right here. And I started working on him, well, I think I showed you the beginning of him 2 weeks ago. And I finished him. So I have been working on this in the morning, and then also I have been working on this. I've been trying to spend time with Fra and watch Christmas movies with her in the evening, because this is such an odd time, and I want to make sure that I'm conscious of the fact that this is hard on her also, and that she doesn't leave the house and she's alone all the time. So I've been watching, I mean, I watch Christmas movies anyway, but I've been making a point to spend time like with her. Although we live together, often I spend my time up here. This is actually my bedroom. Usually you guys are in my front room. But we've been watching Christmas movies. We have very different taste in television. Like, I watch Flosstube and Netflix. Like, I watch Hallmark movies. I watch Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. She likes none of that. And she likes, I don't even know, but she does not. We like very different things. So we don't watch a lot of TV together. But we can all agree on Christmas movies. So anyway, I finished the 1984 Santa. And I have to say, I was a little, I didn't know like how I felt like the colors were. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if they're working. And then I finished it. And it wasn't until, so the last thing I did was the red cheeks. Sorry, I know the light's kind of odd. There you go. So I did the red cheeks, and I was like, oh, there it is. And then I decided with the light red, which is 356 DMC, I put, so this is, it says 1984, I just backstitched it, and then I put 2020. I don't know, it's camera, so it's backwards for you, but I put the year of the Santa, and the year I stitched it. The thought being, since I've decided I'm keeping these, I'll know what year Santa it is when I hang it up, and then I'll also know when I did it, because I'm sure I'm not going to, well, one, I will not be getting them all done in 2020, but I'm sure I won't get them all done in 2021 either. So here's my 1984 Santa. So cute. He really is cute. I don't know how I'm going to finish them yet. I'm going to invite myself to Ivana's house and let her help me. I think, so I don't want them to be like huge. I have a feeling that all my finishes will be different, but using similar trims since it's the same colors. But I might try like those package like gift tags. I like those because they're very simple. So that's the first one. And then I dove right into the 85 Santa, which is this one. Oh, that's 86 actually. I lied. So I started the 86 Santa because I'm gonna, so 84 on the pattern is here. So I went across. I should have gone down. Doesn't matter. I'm starting the 86 apparently. And I have the border done and I started the tree. I gotta tell you, when that border met up, I was so excited. But we're watching the Santa Claus last night when I was working on this, and I figured out while I was working on the tree that I had counted down from this here to figure out this spot here, and I hadn't finished. I must have run out of floss. So I ended up having to add a couple stitches here, and then I had to like cut a couple stitches out here, but it worked out. So 1986 Santa right here. The 85 Santa is this one here. That's gonna be some dense stitching. That's a big Santa, but that's okay. So like I said, this has been my early morning stitching. I have some time because I haven't been to the office in over a week for reasons. The snow being a big one of them. And then my boss had gone in. He had been away out of state, so he went in, and so I won't go in now for a little while. And then in here, I actually have, I think this is from, I want to say Stonehouse Stitching. But Rocio Kokohama Stitcher talked about her project bags, and I went to her Etsy shop, and she had the most beautiful needle books. So I got myself one. It came, so she lives outside of Philadelphia. It's a 2-hour drive. I could have driven to her house and picked this up and come home all in an afternoon. Took 2 weeks to get here. The post office is awful. 2 weeks ago when I filmed, I had mailed a mug to Michelle. A couple days before that, she got it on Friday. I understand they're busy, but like the problem is you don't know, like, is it the company not shipping, or is it like the post office, or is it just lost forever? So I have a feeling like sometime around January 15th, I'm going to have to go through all the things that I shipped out and make sure they arrived, because I figure by mid-January, if it hasn't gotten there, it's not coming. You will remember in the last video the sweatshirt that I had ordered that hadn't come yet from November 18th. So they finally came, and I opened the box, and my friend's was correct. And it said, "This is my Hallmark movie watching sweatshirt." And mine was supposed to say, "This is my Christmas movie watching sweatshirt." Because I like Hallmark, but I like Christmas movies. It was the wrong one. But it was the right size, so I just kept it and said, anyway, all that to say, very cute needle book, and I'm really liking it for this. The only thing I don't love is the needle pages are kind of short. I thought they'd be bigger. But I have my floss here. And I did, last video I talked about the fobs I made for Sarah's stitching. Well, I made, no chill, I made myself one that night. So I made one for my thread. And then I also made one for my scissors. I figured since this is going to be a project that's out all the time, I should enjoy how it looks. So that is my progress on my Prairie Schooler Santas. I picked up, so the reason I have so many of the charts now is I picked up a couple more. I did an order with Everything Cross Stitch, who I had never ordered from. And I picked up quite all the ones they had that I didn't, because they're only a couple dollars. So I don't know which ones they are actually, because I can't differentiate because they don't put a sticker on them, which is fine. But I have quite the collection. So I'm really excited about these. They're really very charming and they stitch up pretty quick and they're great smalls, and I feel a little selfish keeping them for myself, but that's okay. I'm using the called for DMC and I'm using 18 count Aida fiddler's cloth that you can get at Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby. It is their it's an oatmeal-y kind of color. And I really like it so far. It looks like, so a piece of that cloth is like, what is this, 12 by 18 or something? And the one I'm working on, I'm going to put 4 on, but the next one I might try and give myself a slightly smaller margin and see what happens. So we'll see. So this is where all the patterns and everything and the extra floss are staying. And then I have a smaller bag for the one I'm currently working on. So that's a whip and my first finished object. It's my only finished object. I was going to do some finishing last weekend, but you know, broken sewing machine. So then I worked on Celtic Autumn, and I had decided that I was going to work on this until I finished one of the borders. So Celtic Autumn is a lavender and lace pattern, but I am doing the conversion by Little Cat that can be found on the Lavender and Lace Celtic Ladies conversion group. So those are the colors that I'm doing. And my goal was I wanted to finish down to here. So I was up here and I did it. This is using it's using the DMC conversion, and then it is 32 count Belfast Taupe Autumn. So here is how it is. So you can see I've got that border, this side of the border done. I love it. So my next goal when I pull this back out, probably around the new year, will be to do all the way down this side, because I want to be pretty much done the border before I start the lady. 1, because I'm terrified to start her, and 2, because I don't want to be like burned out when I have to do the border stitching. So, and I like to do a border and then I know everything has to fit in a certain area. So I do need to go back. I didn't have this color here, and I need to go back and fill that in. So I love this. It's a joy to stitch, but it's also it's a lot, because it's a lot of color changing, a lot of that gold thread. I'm using the DMC, not the Kreinik, but I love her. And I think it's going to be worth it, and I do think that I will continue and do all of them eventually, because I do have all of them. So that's whip number 2. So I finished that probably Sunday or Monday night of last week. And then I pulled out the Shire and so this is the Shire by Country Magic Stitch. I'm using 14 count Aida with the called for DMC 4 strands tent stitch. And my goal had been to finish the second page. But I just, like I said, I've been watching television with Frost. So I added some more up here, and then I decided to come down and I started working on the hobbit hole. I think you can see that. So I think it looks pretty good. I think the coverage is pretty good. You know, when you're looking at it in the hoop, you're like, I don't know about this. And then when I pull it out of the hoop and I look at the whole thing, and I don't know how, but for some reason, it really does have, like, I feel like the green is really popping out from the blue, and that it really looks like it's a house on the hill. So, thrilled with it. This is for my dad. His birthday is in February. I think it's like the 20th, somewhere around the 20th. I'm really bad with his birthday. And I don't see it being a problem to get that done. That was just a couple nights of stitching. It's pretty fast. So I probably will pick that up. I don't have really a rotation. I usually set a goal, and when I hit that goal on a piece, I move on. With this, I was working on it, and then Friday night at like 7 o'clock, I was like, Christmas stitching. So I took it out of the hoop and I put it away. And I pulled out Teresa Kogut, Heaven and Nature. And remember last time I couldn't tell you what the fabric was because the sticker had come off? It was attached to me. So I am using a 40 count Country Mocha Newcastle linen fabric. And I got it from 123 Stitch. I did not take this out of the hoop because it's not bigger than the hoop yet. So I finished the first page's border. So this is the first page. And then the border looks really great. I'm using 1 strand over 2. And then I started, that's an angel who's not done yet, but I think you can kind of see that it's going to be an angel. Initially, when I was looking at the pattern, it's obviously in black and white, and I'm looking at it and I was like, what is that weird glob? And then I looked at the picture and I was like, oh, it's an angel. But like initially, I was not there. I was not there at all. But, so my plan is when I am stitching like up here this week, I will work on this, so Christmas Eve is Thursday. And I had been planning to go to midnight mass at 10 o'clock. I'm so excited to go, but now I'm kind of apprehensive about it. Our case counts are way up. Someone close to me, not family, but someone I haven't seen, but who I do come in indirect contact with, has COVID. I want to go to church because I miss it, but I feel like that's also selfish. You know, I've been watching church at home. It was just this like one thing that I felt like, can't I have one thing? And maybe I can't. So I am wrestling with that decision. My church is huge. It can hold like 1,000 people comfortably, and they're only letting 100 people in. So, I mean, I have plenty of room. I don't know. I don't know. I'm tired of making hard decisions. My brother came up yesterday to celebrate Christmas. He wasn't gonna come, he and his wife, and then he was like, we really want to stop. They wore their masks the whole time. We ate in 2 different rooms with doors closed. They didn't get anywhere near us. We read the Christmas story and we laughed. But it was just, it doesn't feel like Christmas. It just doesn't. I'm trying. I got my lights up. That fell down. Those lights stay up all the time, but I got my lights up and my little tree, and we have 3 trees downstairs. My grandmother found a tree on Friday. She comes down from the attic and she's like, I found a tree up there. And I was like, oh, what? She's like, yeah, it's white. No lights on it. So now we have it up and we have 3 trees. We went from not putting any trees up to 3. Okay. So I'm trying for her. If it was just me, this probably would have been it, and I just would have left it. I did decide I'm going to go up to my dad's Christmas morning, and he's going to sit in the dining room, and I'm going to sit in the living room, and I'm going to open my presents from him, and I'm not going to have a drink or breakfast or anything. Normally we do, we call it Christmas bacon, because I always make bacon on Christmas morning, and she's Danish. We're not going to do that. It is what it is. Just is what it is. But anyway, I'm thinking about a new start on Christmas Eve because I'm going to have time. I don't know, usually my boss lets me go home early on Christmas Eve, but because I'm working from home, like, I don't know if that's going to be a thing or not, so. So now I want to, before I talk about Happy Mail and haul, I want to talk about I guess I'm going to talk about haul and plans. So hang on one second, I'm going to grab some of my haul. Okay, I'm back. I know that no time passes for you, but I know that I'm in a different position. So I joined a BAP, a big ASS project Christmas Sal group. So it's on Facebook, and it was started by Vonna Pfeiffer. And all you have to do is a BAP Christmas project, and it has to be Christmas, and it has to be big. So I don't know why I didn't think to myself, you know what's going to count? Heaven and nature. It's a sampler. That doesn't count. So I ordered Lavender and Lace, The Spirit of Christmas. Isn't that cute? I love that. Look at that. So I went to 123 and they didn't have it. So I went to Everything Cross Stitch. I've never ordered from them. And they did, and they had the option to just add the DMC and add everything, kit it up. And I was like, all right. And then I did that, and I ordered the Prairie Schoolers that they had in stock that I didn't have, because I figured since I was already ordering. So I get a notice that they're putting 64 cents back on my card because I was like, oh, I guess they didn't have one of the DMCs. So then I get a shipping notice that they're shipping out my Prairie Schooler Santas. They're sending out my fabric, which is 32 count natural brown linen from Witchelt. Great. They are sending me the called for DMC minus the one color they don't have, and the thing of Krynic, which is now on the floor. It's like a coppery color. Great. And that the pattern is out of stock and they'll ship it when they have it. And I was like, stop the presses. So I immediately call, because I was like, well, I don't need the floss and the fabric if I don't have the pattern. Of course, they don't answer, which is fine. So I leave a message and I say all this, and then I emailed the company. They're actually in Dayton, Ohio, which is where my mom's from. So I was like, hey, I don't need the fabric and the floss. Like, when are you going to get the pattern? And at this point, I've already gone to eBay. And they email me back and they're like, well, we don't know when we're going to get it. And we can either, but your package is gone. And I was like, this is what ships fast. And I was like, all right. And they said, we can either refund you for the pattern we don't have, or you can wait. So I said, well, refund me for the pattern. And I went on eBay and ordered the pattern, got it. It was like $1 more expensive, but the shipping was free, or I don't remember. I got the pattern from Oregon 2 days before my order from Ohio, which is a state away. I've driven to Dayton. It takes 10 hours. It takes 8.5, but I stop a lot. Arrived. I can't. So anyway, I think I'm gonna start this on Christmas Eve. I need to figure out, because the design area is 10 by 10 on 16 count, which will be, 10 by 10 on 32. And like, do I have to do a center start? I hate center starts. And like, how much of because it's a pretty big piece, 18 by 27. So I'm going to probably call Rocio and have her help me. Because she is my guru on all things. She does mirabilias, but the same principle stands. So anyway, that's going to be a new start on Christmas Eve. I don't know. I've never had this many whips in my life. New start. And then I'm here to remind you all that a Sparrow Among the Lilies sale is starting on New Year's Day. And that is my New Year New Start that both I'm starting, Sarah K. Stitches on Instagram, and then Made by Michelle McGraw on YouTube and Instagram. She's kind of famous. Will be starting on New Year's Day. So I'm doing Consider the Lilies, and they are both doing His Eyes on the Sparrow. I was like, it's got a bird in it. It's part of Sal. Oh boy. So I will be starting this on New Year's Day. This is my New Year, New Start. It's a big project. It's pretty big. So it's pretty big. I don't even know how many pages it is. They're not numbered. But I will say one thing I do like is the pictures of the chart are big. I do not have this organized at all. I ordered all of the called for. So I have the fabric and floss. I got it from a store in Maryland. It's all here. I need to put it on a ring. I am using whatever the called for fabric is. I mean, look at how big this is. It's fine. I was kicking around doing this in hand because it's so big that it's gonna hoop, but I don't know. We'll see. I like my stitches better in a hoop or in a scroll rod or a Q-snap because I think it's tighter. So anyway, I'm doing Consider the Lilies. It is a Sparrow Among the Lilies sale. Please join us. I'm very excited to start. And now I got some happy mail. So I watch the Long Dog Stitcher. She has a very popular Flosstube channel. Her name is Jenny. She did a giveaway of a Christmas ornament, and she sent me a Christmas card. And that's her and her husband, and I'm covering up her kids because they're not my kids to share. So she sent me a lovely Christmas card. You guys, look at that. Because she made that, and she finished it, and I get to keep it forever. Look at how beautiful that is. And like, I don't know, I gotta ask her what she used. It's like wood. It's finished immaculate. If I could finish like this, it's beautiful. And she added the cute little buttons with the snowflakes and the little like, oh, it's so cute. I've never had anything so cute. And she wrapped it so sweetly. First, I don't know if this was her or her children, but the box came and it says Merry Christmas, Katie, and it's covered in stickers, and I don't want to throw it away because it's so cute. I'm thinking about cutting it out and putting it on my card wall. And then she put it in this beautiful tissue. She added 2 colors of floss. It is poinsettia, which is poinsettia, and mistletoe. And then she used those adorable buttons to finish it, and she sent me a whole like variety of them. So it was like the best confetti ever that didn't make a mess and is useful. I was so excited. I was floored when I won because it was a giveaway, and I only enter giveaways if I think it's something I'll use. So the fact that I won this, and I was like, I really, really want this. I really, really want this. And I won, and I'm so excited. And I loved her Flosstube. She is a beautiful and prolific stitcher. And she shows the sweetest little like videos and updates on her kids, and it's just so fun to watch her. If you don't, which I'm sure you already do, you should definitely watch her. And God willing, I'm going to remember to link her below. So thank you so, so, so much. And then I got a message from Janet Jabber, who I know you all watch, and she sent me the sweetest little Christmas card. She asked for my address. And she put some floss tags in. So I'm going to use the floss tags for my BAP Christmas project that I'm starting. So I was really, really excited for that. So thank you so, 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 so much, Janet. And I know that this is going to be it's going to be difficult, but you're also, at least in my experience, I found that some of the best memories are made because you kind of hold closer those who are with you and dear, and then you also talk about the good times with the one who is lost to you that year. So I'm thinking of you, my friend. And then, so a girl I went to school with from when I moved to Scranton in the 4th grade, Megan and I were very close through high school. I was her maid of honor, and then we both finished college at the same time, and then I was her, like I said, she got engaged and married, and then we just kind of drifted. But in 2020, we kind of not rekindled our friendship. There was nothing, we weren't not friends anymore, but her grandma passed away, who was in her 90s, who I just adored. And I couldn't go to it was complicated with a funeral, and things kept changing because of COVID. And anyway, we kind of rekindled our friendship, and she made fruitcake, and my grandmother and I didn't make any this year. And I was like, oh, Fra will definitely steal one. So she dropped a fruitcake off from my grandmother, and then she made this cute little ornament that says 2020 stink, stank, stunk. And I love The Grinch. That's like my favorite Christmas movie. So it was so, so sweet of her. So that was a fun surprise on the porch. And then the World of Cross Stitch Holiday Edition came. So cute. And then this year's ornament that came with it is an angel bobble kit. This is on plastic Aida, and it was horrible. I made a Santa last year with this stuff, but it was really cute, so I am going to make this. This will be one of Fra's ornaments this year. So this, I do enjoy this subscription, although I think other than Primitive Stitcher and Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher, I'm going to let all the rest of my magazines lapse. I don't use them enough. Then I have 2 other very small pieces of haul. Park Hopper Bart it's a Bah Humbug ornament or pattern, and he put this up on, I was gonna say Coffee Meets Bagel, but that's a dating site. I don't remember. It's a coffee thing, like you buy him a coffee or something. These things are all lost to me. Anyway, I just made a donation to him and I got this pattern. And my Uncle Tim, my dad's oldest brother, he loves Ebenezer Scrooge, thinks he is wildly misunderstood. He wrote a practical dissertation that was published in the paper about all this. I will hopefully find a link and link it below, about Ebenezer Scrooge and why he is misunderstood. My uncle is an economist, can you tell? So I'm going to make this for him for next year. He's my godfather, so I usually get him something very small for Christmas. And then Everything Cross Stitch had Songs of the Season by the Prairie Schooler. And I love Christmas music. I listen to it starting in October. I don't care. You can judge me all you want. Makes me happy. But my Christmas song, the one that is my favorite, is "O Come All Ye Faithful." The reason I want to go to midnight mass so bad is because for me, that moment when the priest walks down the aisle of our church holding the baby Jesus to put in the creche because he has been born, and I'm gonna cry, and we're all singing "O Come All Ye Faithful," and it's just, the church is beautiful and the poinsettias, and it's just, for me, that's Christmas. That moment of him walking down the aisle, that is it. And "O Come All Ye Faithful," that is it for me. I love that song. I love everything about it. So I had really wanted this pattern and I didn't know if I could get it anywhere. 123 didn't have it, and I had seen it on eBay, but it was going for absurd prices. So it's obviously, I don't care about this, but it's just one of the paper patterns. But "O Come All Ye Faithful," that's the one. I would love to stitch them all. I don't know if I will, because I love all Christmas music. And I love singing, because for Catholics, the Christmas season extends into the New Year. So we get to sing Christmas music longer. And my church always does, we end with "Joy to the World." It's, Catholics, we don't have a ton of happy times for us. It's like Easter Sunday and the Christmas season. Otherwise, we are kind of down in the dumps. So, it's got "Jolly Old St. Nicholas," "Joy to the World," "Fa la la la," "Peace on Earth, Goodwill to Men," "Santa Claus is Coming to Town," and then "O Come All Ye Faithful." So, I would love to get "O Come All Ye Faithful" stitched before Christmas next year, but that's probably not going to happen. So that's my haul and my loose plans. I think what I'm going to do is, I couldn't decide, should I do a 2020 wrap? But I give away so much of what I stitch that there really wouldn't be much to show you. But I've decided that I want to do a whip parade. And also talk about my very loose and definitely going to change 2021 stitching plans. And my plan is to do that the week in between Christmas and New Year's. That will probably be a shorter video, but it'll be nice to catch up after the holiday. I hope if you celebrate Hanukkah that ended on Friday, that you have that you had a wonderful and bright Hanukkah. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry, Merry Christmas. God bless. I hope that this Christmas season, the Advent season, I hope you found all that you are looking for, and I hope that it's been wonderful. I hope that you get to see family in a way that you can and that is safely, and I hope that I'm thinking of you. I have an unlimited Zoom account for my work. So if anybody ever wants to like get together and stitch, just leave me a comment. We can do like a group of people, we can do one-on-one. My evenings are pretty free. So please, please, please do that. I'd love to meet some of you. So Merry Christmas. I hope to see you before the new year, but if I don't, Happy New Year. Thank you guys for everything, for tuning in, for liking, for your comments. I look forward to all of them, and I will talk to you soon. Merry Christmas. Bye.